Hi all you beautiful friends, family, co-workers, beings of the light. Yeah, this is our Sunday Shining number 33, and life is getting really intense and really magnificent at the same time, I feel. So I'm going to just share with you what I feel is on my heart today, and if any of you can use it, it's really, really wonderful. So I was just getting, just a little while ago, like God repeating, what is really, really important? You are, said God. You are. Because when everything's shaking around us, that can be the question that enters into our mind. What is really important now that everything is very strange, unless you just dive into the chaos and just lose yourself. It can be really a nice little question to ask. What's really important? And God said, you are. So why am I important? And so you are means we all are. Each and every one of us is important. And why are we important? Because we need, that's what we've learned. If you're important, you have to have your needs met. And that's you are in the receiver role. You need, what is it? So in the 3D way of thinking, when you think and you live from the truth that I am important, then your mindset will be, and so what do I need? And where we have moved now, as we awaken more and more, that whole story disappears. So it's not what is it I need, but what is it that I bring. So you go from being when you are, see, the thing is, it's this is really, really not easy, because in one way we are totally important, and in another way we are not important, or it is the whole that is important. But just this movement going from, so one truth is that you are important. The most important, I was just told, is you. And why is this? Well, where we are right now, the reason why each and every one of us is important is because that we bring something that we actually have not really found yet. So there's something inside our being that's waiting to be released and waiting to be manifested. And some of it is old, so we're bringing these gifts to create this new world. And some of it is old wisdom and old knowledge. And some of it, which is the most important really, is your new gifts that you bring to build this new world. And the way that these gifts come forth is by you letting go. And I've mentioned this before about the orgasm, but it is it's a bit funny how everything can be mixed, but really the sexual orgasm and this can be there's very, very similar. So that all that you are bringing, when you have done your emotional work, which really is ongoing, clearing away all the old pain, under all these layers of pain is this new gift, or these new gifts that you bring. And it's your new enlightened being that is the gift. And for it to come forth, you can't go and look up a book and do some course or find some great teaching. It won't come like that. It's going to come by you letting go. And like the sprout coming up out of the soil, the shoot coming out of the soil, it's by everything being pushed aside and it comes forth. And that's really what I feel where we are right now on a spiritual level. We are, as we heal and as we use this situation, which is for some of us very, very stressful, the more we go over the hurdles of fear, the more we release the fear, move gently and slowly forward, the more we will lift our vibration and realize that it really has nothing to do with the outer circumstances. But right now the outer circumstances are forcing us to be more centered within ourselves. We can't go and meet all these people, we can't go and do all these things, and so-called distractions are not so easy to cultivate anymore. So we're being asked to go into this very quiet place, and as we do, I hope you're sensing this, that there's something newborn, there's something fresh and alive and very wonderful and very magnificent that wishes to come forth in you. And the way you allow this is really by letting go and flowing with yourself. So going back to you are the most important. So for you to help this process of you manifesting, which will be conscious, you'll be conscious of your manifesting. For this to happen, you have to become very, 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 very present in yourself. You have to feel yourself. Sense yourself. Breathe. Move out of the doing, 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 doing. And I was just getting this morning because I was feeling a bit strange. I'm on this exciting healing journey, which I'll share with you more and more. And isn't it wonderful how when we feel a bit strange, we actually automatically go deeper. Let go, because we know that if we feel strange or maybe a little bit depressed, a bit fearful, if we cling to more out there, we're going to feel worse. So just switch off this stuff, turn it off, breathe deeply, maybe sit and look out the window or take a day off, whatever you can do to just allow yourself to feel strange and just see how everything settles down and you feel better. And so life, God, whoever is guiding us, they're guiding us to come into a state of being where the new us can be manifested more and more. And every time we go with it, we go with the flow, we are helping the process. So there's absolutely no doubt in my mind or heart that we're all bringing a very, very powerful and precious gift, and we are creating something very, very wonderful, which is the new world together. And what you bring might be something you would never have imagined, and just allow that to be. So it's really witnessing our own birth. We are being born You can say born anew. You can also say we are being properly born. We were born into the 3D, which is not really to be completely born, because you're born into all this mess and pain and struggle and mad people all around you, and it is like in a way it's a long, long, long birth canal we've been in, and now we're going to be born properly into the light, into the love, into a world of that we are creating, where there is love and there is sanity, there is reality. There are human beings who are taking responsibility for their own presence and their own being, and who wish to live out of wisdom and love. And they're completely present. And they love it. They love being who they are. And they're deeply connected with God and the earth. They are these strong, strong, strong pillars of light. That's the people we'll be surrounded with. And that's the person we're going to become. Like the big oak tree or the big beech tree or fir tree, standing firmly, firmly in the ground, and with all the branches reaching up into the sky, taking in all the power and the wisdom and the energy from both worlds, from the spirit and the physical, standing as these in majestic beings. That's what we're being birthed into, or allowing ourselves to be born into. So it's pretty it's pretty full on. So yeah. So life is exciting. That was a little prelude. Just have a sip of my tea. Because I have some practical things I'd like to share this Sunday. First of all, thank you all for your wonderful, wonderful comments. And it's just so wonderful. And I can sense it so much when you speak from your heart. And it's just really, really precious. And not only because I feel so honoured from what you share, just with your words, and even if you're just watching a video, you're still sharing your energy, which is really, that's what we're going to feel more and more. We can feel that the non-verbal, we can feel each other's sharing of love. So even if you don't write anything and just are sending your good feelings, we are all feeling this. And not only on this channel or the other channel, or it's really the whole world. Every time you're sending out good feelings and joy, everything is sensing it. So thank you, and thank you to you who write also and who share something. Just share your gratitude is just really, really beautiful. So thank you. And thank you to you who share something from your own life which you feel you like to share, and please do share, please, because it is very uplifting and very useful, because we all are experiencing this so differently. So if ever you feel like sharing something about just what you're experiencing today, or just something, an idea that popped into your mind, please share it. Please share it, because it's just very valuable for all of us. And talking about sharing, I got the idea to start this Patreon page, which I didn't think I was going to do, but I suddenly felt guided to do it. And I want to just say again, as I've said before, every time I've asked for support, and you have been so supportive, so it's really not that I feel I need support, but I just thought I'd make it possible. So for you who feel it would actually be nice to give a monthly payment because you feel good about it, it just feels right for you, there's a platform to do that. And I think Patreon is very It's easy to use, it's very simple, you get into it and you can go out of it when you want. And so for you, to you who are supporting me there, I thank you with all my heart. It's so kind of you. And to you who do not wish to be a part of Patreon, I just want to say it's completely fine, because as I've said before, we're all giving in our own way, and the old way of being was that, oh, but you're giving more than her, or he's giving, all this competition and comparing. We can't use that anymore. So whatever feels right for you, that's what I encourage you to do, because that's really the way you're going to blossom in this world. And if it doesn't feel right for you to be a part of that, that's beautiful too. So every time we follow our heart, we are contributing. If we do something without following our heart, we are not contributing. And you might be paying me $1,000 a month. If you do that when it is not from your heart, it's better to not do it. So that's really it's really important for me to share that there's no comparing. And that's also why I don't have any offers on Patreon, because I just do these YouTube channels and I do my private sessions and live my life. And yeah, I'm on my journey. So we don't want to dissect, I don't want to make all these different little groups. The more oneness, the better. So that was another little practical thing. And yeah, just talking about the channels. I can see that something's, it's like the old channel, because I have these two channels. The old channel sort of was very inactive for a long time, and I focused on this channel, Shining Our Bright Light. And I mean, everything's changing, everything's moving, everything's morphing, and I felt that the videos I'm making here on Shining Our Bright Light, some people will actually enjoy on the other channel, and they're not a part of this smaller channel. They're over there. So I thought to myself, I may as well reach as many as possible. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this the best, but there's no doubt that the big channel, on the big channel, people love to see the animals, mainly the animals, and the beauty of nature. That's really mainly what people want there. And on this channel, it is more going deeper and going within, and it's more the emotions and the spiritual and the this inner work. And so I thought to myself, how am I going to do this? I think the best way is to continue our Sunday Shinings on this channel, and everything that has to do with healing, I think, will be on this channel too. So, and all the animal stuff and nature, doing some things in the garden, something like that, I'll put onto the other channel. And I have a feeling that many of you who are on Shining Our Bright Light, you're also on the other channel. So that way you get to see all the videos, and the people who are on Katrine R, the old channel, they get to see those ones that they prefer. And sometimes I'll put a Sunday Shining or a more spiritual video into the old channel, and people are actually enjoying it there. So far, that's what I'm going to do. And we'll just see how, yeah, but how it's gonna shape itself, because the more unity, the better. But we are on different, we are just on different paths, all of us, and some of us need this very deep stuff. We need to talk and to hear about these deeper things. And so wherever you are on your path, you can just sort of swap between them, or just go where you like. So it is wonderful to share the little simple things on the farm that I'm doing, and with the little chickens I got, and things about the cows, what I'm doing. And with this situation we're on, I feel very much guided. I feel very much guided to be more practical also. So yeah, we'll just see what the Lord wants. But that's just to tell you how the channels are sort of working with each other. Yeah, and talking about these practical things, going back to communicating on these channels, if there's something you wish me to talk about on the Sunday Shinings, please let me know, because sometimes I ask you directly, but if you have, I think sometimes we're not very good at asking for help, or asking, could you please do this and this. But if you have something you'd like me to talk about, please ask, and it might not be right for me, and I'll just answer you, but it might also be really, really a good idea, so I can use it in my Sunday Shinings. So I think that's all. Yeah, one last thing I wrote down. I found a website a while ago, and it's called Talabuans. I'll put a link underneath. It's a Swedish couple quite high up in Sweden, who are living off grid, and they just had a little baby, and you actually see the natural childbirth in their tiny little cabin, and it's just very sweet. And you see these two people living very simply, and the man there, he makes these very touching videos with the nature up there, where they're living in this forest with, I mean, under these tall fir trees, or pine trees, whatever it is, and it's just all very simple and very sweet, really. So you might like to go and have a look. Talabuans, it's called. So I'll just get some water and then we'll continue. Yeah, so let's continue this little Sunday Shining. And yeah, I was just looking at the little chickens. It just showed me something that's related to what we're experiencing right now on the earth, where everything is really quite chaotic, and for some people very, very stressful, because people don't know what's going to happen, how's everything going to be, and am I going to be sick, am I going to die, all this. There's a lot of fear on the earth, a lot of uncertainty, and then there's all the people who are blaming and trying to work out who did what and what. So there's all this, it's very intense on the earth, and all these emotions are coming up, and as I've mentioned before, as I see it, they've come up to be released. This situation is bringing up emotions that already were there. The emotions you're feeling, the fear you're feeling, is old fear. And the 3D way of managing this is to try to remove what's out there so that your fear will go away. But I just want to encourage you once again, whatever you're feeling, try to see it as something very old, and it's come out to be released, because your soul is telling you you don't need those feelings. And when you allow them to be there, allow them to be processed, cry them out, scream them out, smash something, whatever you need to do to get these because we have learnt over thousands and thousands of years that whatever emotion came up, you should push it down, because we can't have this, we can't do this, we can't manage this, don't stop that, stop your crying, stop your this. And of course, every time we've done that, we've made it worse. And seen on a spiritual level, all that suppressed emotion is actually creating all the drama and the horrible things on earth. It's actually created by the emotions that are suppressed in us, because they are generating, they're sending out the vibration of fear. When you have a lot of suppressed fear, or any suppressed fear really, you're sending out a vibration of fear which will manifest in the world as something that makes you frightened. So it's really a continual process. So each and every time a human being stops that old way of thinking, and so if you say to yourself, okay, these emotions that are coming are actually not because of what's happening out there. It's old suppressed emotions that I have to let go of. And when I release them, my world will change, because they're only mirroring, really, the world is only really mirroring what's going on inside me. So instead of saying, as all my parents, grandparents, all these people have been saying, don't feel it, don't suppress it, get on with your life, I'll stop saying that, and I'll say, emotions come to me, it's okay. If I'm angry, I'm going to smash something. If I'm sad, I'm going to cry. Whatever it is, be the child. And so you're really deciding, saying to yourself, it's okay, let's just try a new strategy. A new strategy, which is, the emotions are healthy, they're good, and we want them to come forth. You will change your complete being, because you won't be holding on to that baggage anymore. And just the whole process of releasing, it can be quite strenuous, because it's you need to rest a lot and drink a lot, and you need to really be very caring with yourself. But you will change, and your world around you will change, because you're not projecting fear into the world, or anger into the world, or hatred into the world. That's all gone. So going back to the little chickens, what they because some of you reacted, because when I got them the first day, I didn't think about the heat lamp, because I'm used to having a broody hen. So I just thought, oh, and the man who sold them to me said, just take them inside for the night, whatever. So when I put them out into the little place where they were to sleep, they all I think you call it hunched together. They all went together like this, and they seemed very nervous. And of course that was because they didn't have the heat lamp. And so very quickly I realized I have to put them into the little box and take them into my lounge where it's warm, and they could stay there the night and they were fine. And the next day I got the heat lamp, and it just showed me what happens when life is threatening around us. You go into this, you press together, you compress together to get safe. And that's what I felt, that's really what's happening on the earth now, because everything is shaking around us, and it makes us do this, go in and be more, it humbles you. You get out when things are shaking around you. And we have the situation now where there's been no rain. It's April and there's been no rain. Everything's ready to grow and there's no rain. It's just hot. It's just sun. And luckily here where we live, it's been very wet all winter, so it's quite sheltered. But there's places on our island where it's really, there's no life. It's just dried out, and we haven't even reached May yet. So this is the time of growth. And so when the rain stops and the world is shaking around you, you have this, you can't be in that the old state of being where you're active, you're out there, you're driving around in your car, you're doing all these things, and you're getting this and this and this and this for yourself, and just going through life as though all is fine and all is well, and not really contemplating or reflecting in any way. When these situations are here, you sense this, how you become more humble. You just stop all you're not so active, you're not so demanding, because you get a little bit, you sort of think to yourself, what if things are going to get really, really difficult? And what if there will be no food? And what if there will be no rain? And so that's what I feel is happening on the earth. We're being humbled by the situation. And initially it feels uncomfortable. When we look out the window, there's no rain, the grass is not growing. The first feeling is, oh my God. But then, as we have talked about for so long, it's what we need to do is go a step further and say, it's okay, because it's happening, because it has to happen, and the rain will come one day, maybe in a year, when everything's dried up, whatever, maybe in 2 days, who knows. Things will, no matter what's happening around me, it's all okay, and I will use this humbling state of being, this going into more humility, becoming more quiet, becoming more grateful. That's what happens automatically. I'll use this for more healing. I'll use this to feel myself in this different way, because your energy changes when you, and that's really, in a way, like the nature people who are living, as we did in nature. People were more humble, more quiet. They were not just barging through life, demanding. Here, I want this, I need this, I need to get, pushing everybody aside. They were just more humble, because they knew that life can be gone like that. You can't just, you're not living in this big cushion of security, and so you have to tread lightly. You have to and also you have to find the peace. You have to so that's just what I feel. Might sound a bit strange, all this, but we're being forced into this, either go deeply into the fear and just be in real hell, or just allow everything to be very strange around us and insecure, and go into this more gentle, more soft, more peaceful, and more present state of being. And the beautiful thing is that when you do that, when you just allow yourself to slip deeper in, you feel much better. And the voice of your soul is louder, because that's been our problem. We haven't been able to hear the soul. So when you just release your grip and just sink in, breathe deeply, allow yourself to be present, you sense, oh, I feel different now. Before it was, my mind was full of, oh my goodness, it's not raining, oh my goodness, there's no this, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? That was so loud, and now that's hardly there. And what's there then? There's just my presence. And going back to what's the most important thing right now, it's you. That's what you get to feel. So because it hasn't rained, and you can't just keep going, because things are like this, we're being called into this quiet place, and we're actually being given the gift of feeling our new self, which is the important part of us. It's not the old self that's important. We don't need that anymore. And we can't just kill it or just throw it into the garbage bin. Our old self has to die slowly. We can't force this. So it will come and be very strong once in a while. But the more we do this, the more we'll slide into this new state of being where all is peace. And where we know that no matter when it's going to rain, no matter what is happening around us, it's actually very, very beautiful right here, right where I am. I'm breathing deeply. I'm feeling my body. I can feel myself. And this is first of all new earth living. This is the way we will be more and more. But this is also coming into this to this treasure that we're all holding, and slowly we'll be starting to pull out one treasure after the other, because it's all in here. New earth is all in here. It's the second coming of Christ. He wasn't going to come as a person, as I see it and I understand it. He's being born in us, and he is the treasure. He's bringing all these treasures forth, and the only way these treasures are going to come forth one by one is that we come into this quiet place of being present, being completely present right where we are, and allowing all the activities, all the people, all the challenges, all the headlines, all the this and that and why and when to just let it go and come into this quiet place. Everything changes. So, and our birthing process through the canal, we start sliding more. Things start moving. And we can, with our consciousness, we can, or our awareness, we can sort of sense, okay, this is the new me. This is the new me. What a fresh feeling. What a wonderful feeling to be me. Being me a few minutes ago was not very nice, but right now it's very wonderful. So that's what it feels like to be the new me. And of course God is helping us to realize, oh, this is where I should be more and more, because it feels good. So yeah. And I've just been learning, I feel, about my relationships and how, we're here to help each other to move forward and to feel the love. And we're not interested in cultivating the old love or the old relationships where everybody's expecting something from everybody. We're here to shine our light. Those of us who are feeling more and more peace, we're here to help the others to move slowly into this. And people are going to do what they're going to do. But to just have this quiet, loving, relaxed approach when we are with people, and know that we're helping them just by being peaceful. So yeah, let's do a Sunday shining. Gabriel message. It's a bit windy out here, but we'll just see how we go. So today's message is the Gabriel message number 56, and it's called All That You Have Learned and All That Has Happened to You Brought You to Where You Are Now. Be grateful. Dear one, you have come to a time when acknowledgement of yourself is necessary. There needs to be a truce between the warring factions of your mind. One part of you is diligently watching to make sure that you never make a mistake. When you inevitably do, it leaps to chastise and remind you about all the ways you are wrong. This judgmental mind is never happy with your progress. Nothing you do could ever be good enough. It is relentless in its pursuit of your wrongness. It is time to tell this part of your mind to take a vacation. It needs to lose itself in the beauty of nature and leave the rest of you alone. You are on this earth plane to learn. It is by making mistakes that people learn lessons. It is impossible to do things right and perfectly every time. The Divine Presence does not expect this of you. What is necessary is that you follow your heart and your inner guidance. There is much wisdom within you, but it is often like a small voice calling in the wilderness, drowned out by critical and judgmental thoughts. Yet it is listening to this quieter voice that would most serve you in your life. This voice is telling you that you are a child of a loving God, and that there is nothing you can do which could stop the flow of infinite love. There is also society's voice which demands you to live up to certain expectations. When you are in alignment with your higher self, there is a flow of love-filled energy that allows you to step into a way of being which is totally connected to the divine power within and around you. This energy is inviting you to be rather than do. You are being asked to let go of the confining armor of society's expectations and of your judgmental mind that has been conditioned by it. You're being asked to look with compassion upon yourself and to notice the many things you are learning at this time. It is a powerful time on earth when, although there is great suffering and fear, there are also incredible opportunities to break through into great love and peace. So here's a little practice. When you see in the world, what you see in the world is colored by how you see yourself. Can you see that in the past you took the steps that seemed appropriate for you at the time? Do you notice that there were times when your heart told you to make a certain choice, but for various reasons you did not follow your intuition? All these experiences have assisted you in learning lessons necessary for your growth. It is time to totally forgive yourself for behaving in ways you judge as wrong or bad. You would have made different choices had you known better, but you acted from your awareness at that time. Forgive yourself and get on with your life. Do not waste any more precious time on self-criticism. You are making choices in this moment to create your future. All that you have is this moment. Let the past go and do not fear the future. Know that you are exactly where you need to be for your perfect lessons in life. It is up to you to lift the mantle of judgment and allow yourself to grow into who you would most like to be. Imagine acting in ways that bring you joy. Imagine your world surrounded in love. Know that you are a good, honest and caring person, and give yourself the loving respect you deserve. Your imagination can set a powerful intention for your life when you use it to visualize a new and more harmonious way to be. When you set an intention, all the forces of the universe align themselves to manifest that which you visualize. It is wise to be careful how you use this powerful tool. You do receive whatever you focus on. If your focus and desire are strong enough. One more time. You do receive whatever you focus on if your focus and desire are strong enough. It is a universal law. Remember to be grateful for your life. It is an incredible gift to be in a physical body. With this body you can do so many things to enjoy this world of beauty. Be grateful for all that you are learning now, even if at times it feels uncomfortable. Be grateful for all that you have, even if it does not seem to be enough. Gratitude awakens your mind to the greater truth within all things and lifts your spirit into appreciation and joy. So remember your message from the angels today. All that you have learned and all that has happened to you brought you to where you are now. Be grateful. Synthesis. I think it means it all works together in harmony. So that was our message from Gabriel today. As always, really useful, I feel, and so true, how it's really in every aspect of our life, moving away from the mind control, which is the old way of thinking, which has been so judgmental. And the whole thing of being instead of doing, going into the being. And so this is a very natural process when we move out of our mind, the old way of being, and we come into the new, this freshness of who we are right now, and just feel ourselves. We don't need the mind to say, oh, I feel beautiful today, or I feel so clever today. Or so you don't need all these judgments. You just feel good just by being you. You don't need to put words on it. You don't need to describe it. It just feels good. So this whole world is dissolving. The old world is dissolving, where everything was as it was, full of a lot of pain. And as we learn, as we go, that our biggest problem that has ever been was really ourselves, and the way we saw ourselves and the way we treated ourselves. We thought that the boogeyman was out there, where really it was the way we treated ourselves and we saw ourselves. So as we move more and more away from that old way of being, and we move into this new, just very childish, childlike way of just enjoying being in this moment, we sense that we are magnificent. And there aren't really no words that can describe who we are and what we are, because we are God. And it feels good. And as we go, that's all we really want. We just want to feel good. And we don't care what other people think. If we seem stupid or not very intelligent, not very structured, whatever people think. We care about it less and less. So I just want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful Sunday and a wonderful week ahead, wherever you are in the world. May you feel this freshness of who you are. Being born. Being born. Being really born. So take care, my friend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.